and also we have to spend some time on Novak. It's just like every time we're going into Australia, can he still hit that top level? Yeah, sure. I'll beat Alcaraz and I'll make the semis. Then he loses 2 first rounds. Well, maybe it's slipping a little bit. I'm going to make the finals of a Masters 1000. And is he what he was 3 years ago or 10 years ago? No. But who gives a shit? This guy is surviving. He can still win a major, especially when the surface is giving him some love like it was in Miami, where the ball's getting through the court, where he doesn't have to protect the sidelines as much, doesn't have to play as much defense. He's going from playing defensively to almost becoming more of an Agassi type distributor where he sets himself up in the middle of the court and is controlling traffic as opposed to, the bendy, splitty Magoo thing that we've seen him go to for so many years. So he is going to have to make that late career adjustment, not dissimilar to what Roger did, right? He at one point in his career, and Novak's not at this point yet, but Roger kind of stopped playing defense at scale. Like he would do it when he had to at 30-all or whatever. But early in Roger's career, his base setting was kind of like, I'm going to play cat and mouse. I'm going to hit that chip around. I know I move great. And then I'm going to hit behind you and then I'm on you. Novak is just setting himself in the middle of the court. I mean, that match against Dimitrov, he said, I'm just going to control the pace from the middle, but extraordinary. There's just not a world where anyone's like, oh, Djokovic was disappointing, because he didn't win that final. What? He's almost 38 years old. And he didn't drop a set until the final, lost 2 breakers. And if they played the match again tomorrow, I would bet on Novak on that surface. I mean, Mensik had to pull out, step up at the right times. But like what Novak is doing is just crazy. I didn't think we'd see this much of him this year, especially after Australia when he got hurt. I didn't think we'd see this body of work or this volume. He stayed in the States for a month to play Indian Wells in Miami, John.
Yep. Everyone at the start of the year, oh boy, could this be the last year? And Djokovic has made it pretty clear. Everything from the coaching change to the equipment change to the way he's been scheduling himself. I will hand off the baton to you. When Roger was getting up in years, you sort of said, well, he's more aggressive and he's taking his cuts, but boy, is he going to be able to get it done on clay against Nadal, against Novak, who is whatever it is, 5 years younger. You look at Nadal and you said, boy, the body is really tough, and especially off of clay. How in the world is he going to win a best 5 against Novak? The other thing Novak has going for him at this stage in his career is it's not as though there is an obvious target to beat. I mean, there's one guy that's given him a lot of trouble, and he's currently serving a doping suspension. So apart from the fact that there have been ample data points that Novak still has it, at least some days, you look at his Roland Garros, for example, and I don't know, why would you pick against him at this point? It's not as though he's got to go through Nadal the way Nadal had to go through him. So I think some of this is what he's accomplished, but some of this also is sort of the retreat of the rest of the field for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, these you never think that you would equate Novak to a Toby Keith song. What is it? I'm not as good as I once was.
As good as I once was.
But I'm as good once as I ever was. I think that's where he is. And is his product that he's putting out good enough to win a major? Yes, it is. Will it happen? I don't know. But you talked about Roland Garros. Yeah, 3 out of 5 extended format. Carlos is a little bit, he's playing a little bit like a heart rate monitor right now. Yeah. I mean, this guy did win the Olympics there like 6 months ago.
So what is his strategy heading into clay season then? Getting prepped for that?
Dude, I'll tell you this right now very clearly. Every time I think I know what Novak's going to do based on an injury, based on a schedule, like right now I'm going to go, he seems healthy. He's going to play a bunch, and then he wouldn't play till Roland Garros. I don't know. He seems happy playing right now. He seems motivated to play right now. He seems like, maybe it's just someone different to report to. Maybe that's the benefit of the Murray situation. I don't know. Health is going to dictate everything. Does he show up in Monte Carlo? Man, my pragmatic hat says he probably doesn't need to. It's not a place that he's played great the last couple of years. Maybe take a beat, and then sure as shit, I bet he's there. So I don't know. I mean, this time last year, he was barely playing tennis. He was not entering events. And now it's like, okay, tearing a hamstring in Australia. So, I was an idiot for going, this is going to take months. because he's 38 and there's a tear, and he, believe it or not, you need hamstrings to play tennis. And then he goes and plays 4 events on hard before then. So what the shit do I know? What I do know is that as long as he's in tennis, it's better to watch. Even in a version of him where, I say this gently, where he's only a top 3 player.
What?
Yeah, he's only the 3rd favorite in every slam right now.
Right.
That's fantastic because we get the generational matchups of a Mensik who, they all love to beat the drum of that picture that was taken when Mensik was 14. We're always shocked when people get older. But that's fun. Mensik going, the reason I play tennis is because of the guy that I'm about to go out and play as a peer. Amazing. Some of the best tennis memories I have in my entire career are going out and playing Andre that first time, looking across the court in Miami, playing Pete Sampras, and just having to check myself because I look over and he's doing the thing off the eyebrow. He's doing the shirt the way he is, all the mannerisms that I copied and would kind of imitate. I'm looking across the court and seeing him, and those are those cool moments. So the longer that Novak stays out there, one, it's just great because he's the most accomplished player of all time, and two, we get those stories. We get the Mensik who gets a shot at him. We get the Alcaraz who's going to go up against him, more often. We get Sinner who now is wrangled momentum from that rivalry. Can Novak steal one at Wimbledon from Sinner? All of those storylines are fantastic, and it's just amazing that he's still going. I don't we've quickly changed the narrative on. It was unheard of for someone to be Connors made the semis of the U.S. Open at 39 years old. And it was as if he
led the news. Yeah. It was like space shuttle launch.
It was as if he rode a hot air balloon to the moon. It was so unheard of. And now it's I don't know, the guys are kind of doing it. They've kind of, these 3, man, they've kind of reset the deck of expectations on everything.
Well, the age gap between Novak and Mensik was 18 years, 102 days, which is the largest in Masters 1000
insane.
History.
Just for perspective too, you talked about glowingly of Andre and Pete, which that's about a decade. So this is literally, this guy's closer in age to Novak's kids. We're talking almost 20-year age gap. And
Novak won Miami at age 19.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Was that 2007?
It's ridiculous.
No, that was 2008.
19 years, 10 months is when he won the first time.
Because he won 07. He won. Wait, he didn't win Miami before Montreal, I don't think.
I think Miami was his first.
08, he won Australia, right? That was his first major.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, so it was 07 in Miami. And then he went through, in Canada that summer, he went through rankings 3, 2, 1 in succession to win Canada that summer.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Oof.
Can we? I know your fondness for Jimmy Connors, and you have a lot of history, but I always go back to that U.S. Open. And for those of us who, I think I was a freshman in college, I think.
91.
Anyway, it was huge. Yeah, 91 U.S. Open, huge news. This was everywhere. He was getting endorsements by the match. It was the league. We start our broadcast with. This was literally the lead story. And he beat Pat McEnroe, beat Harhus, beat Krickstein, and then ended up losing in the semis. You go back, people don't really, he didn't win the tournament. It was a great run and it was really sort of inspiring, but it's not like he won the title. Novak's at a totally different level.
Well, also, Novak, if he makes the semis at a certain age, it's from, he's ranked 5 in the world.
Yeah, right.
Jimmy was, the thing that made it fascinating, Jimmy, I don't think he was ranked in the top 200, definitely, top 250. This was a wild card. It felt, he would never tell you this because Jimmy thinks he's going to win. We could play now and he has, not a single hip that's his own. And he would still think he would go out and win. That's just his mentality and the way he operates. But I don't know, it kind of felt like a ceremonial wild card at a certain, Novak's 5 in the world right now. He won the Olympics last year. That's the difference is he's going to be 38. And I don't know, are you going to put him outside of the top 3 to win Wimbledon? No, he's your 3rd favorite. It's Sinner, Alcaraz, too, right? and Novak. Yeah. And French seems tougher, but he went through the Olympics without losing a set last year. It's just, it's just absurd. And I never want to get to the place on this show where we take unbelievable feats and just because someone does them often, we make each one of them less significant, right? Like, I don't want to do that. It's just absurd that he's making the finals of Masters 1000s and we're like, oh, he got upset. Like, we're shocked he didn't win. That's how good he is. We're stunned that he lost to a guy who is like a gunslinger 19-year-old who served his ass off. Like, it's absurd. So props to Mensik, props to Novak.